So
I think simpLe has the best chance to make it an EU versus NA Grand Finals. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Losers semifinal now. Loser of this is going to be 4th place in this tournament. Winner moves on to losers final to face Isidru.
We're opening up on Shipwreck, which seems to be a little bit of a benefit to Addymestic, as he was able to find a lot of Gauntlet Gimps that got him this far. But we'll see if that's the same case against simpLe, as simpLe definitely does do very well with Hattori here on small stages and doesn't take too many crazy risks off stage to allow himself to get gimped, as we saw earlier against Stickia. Those matches lasted a very long time, but simpLe stayed onto his first 3 stocks almost the entire time because he didn't take any too crazy risks. And we already see him right now winning on neutral here against Addymestic and doing quite well at the beginning of this game 1.
Oh, man, he almost got it. So simpLe, he is rocking that smiley tag like you were saying, or Smimple, as we were saying. And simpLe takes the first stock pretty handedly. That's a great signature to close out a stock. That neutral seg on Spear. You know, it looks like a teleport, but it actually is not. The hurt box is on the ground and travels forward.
Yeah, I think you can interrupt it with the neutral light.
Because the hurt box is there. It doesn't disappear and reappear. It just slides.
Do any characters have a true warp with their signatures?
Oh yeah, Koji's.
Yeah, that's right.
Down signature.
That's right.
And there's got to be more. I'm not thinking of. simpLe. Starting to run away with a lead here.
The Hattori sword signature, the down sig, does that one count as a warp? Or is there a hitbox in that one? I'm not really sure.
No, it does not.
Okay.
It does not, and neither does the neutral signature. They all slide with Hattori.
Very cool. Well, Addymestic is getting completely destroyed here in neutral in game number 1. I'm starting to see what you were talking about with the best chance. Because now,
well, we never know what's going to happen here. They're going to adjust to each other and stuff. Nice! That was a great option. Like we were saying, that wasn't the highest damage option out of the slide kick, but it is the highest force option, and it was exactly the correct choice there. If he had done recovery, it would not have killed. If he had done cider, obviously would not have killed. Ground
and
pound,
it's a little bit more difficult to execute because you have to get the gravity cancel at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it's
immediately
tough
after
to do.
the down light comes out.
It really is a tough input to make.
And so now,
especially in this high pressure environment.
Is Addymestic going to get 3 stock? Okay, good. Caster's Curse. but in favor of Addymestic there, because it was looking like simpLe was doing a very good job there bringing Addymestic into orange, and Addymestic opening up with a nice little string, but immediately turned around by simpLe. And Addy doesn't have jumps. He just fell.
Addymestic goes down by his own hand.
Very low damage game and a very quick game. simpLe just destroying Addymestic piece by piece as he's going to that. like the
little sign there from simpLe. All right, just kind of recognizing chat.
But game 1 goes very quickly over to simpLe, and Addymestic will have to make some adjustments. I think the map is the biggest deal there, perhaps.
Oh, you might be right. I was pretty handed. Now check out that avatar on Addymestic. That's a PHZ Phi. Addymestic sponsor. Flying them out here. Lots of support from those guys.
And now going into game number 2 on Mammoth Fortress. Much more ledge to work with. Last one's about the same, but simpLe already opening up with a nice little sidelight combo. Addymestic doesn't punish it too hard, and already Addy's taken all the damage, and simpLe's taken none. Nice neutral light. Tries to do the chase dodge turn around. Addymestic ready for it. A very common punish for anybody that tries to do a double chase dodge, or chain dodge rather, to follow up after a neutral light. It's just to stay in place, gravity cancel a down light, and interrupt whatever it is that they're going for.
And then pivot and do their own down light. Yeah. It's super cool. I cannot do that, man.
Yeah.
That's
it's difficult to do, and it's definitely one of those
dodging with the gravity cancel.
It's one of those meta picks that have developed from just constant hours of professional play.
I want to say that developed in 2018. It super wasn't so commonplace last year.
And now Addy looking for some opportunity to Gauntlet.
Look at simpLe, just hopping up and down.
Waiting for a weapon spot.
Oh, nice read from Addymestic. He paused for a little bit after that first side light, and a nice ground pound to finish off the stock. Addymestic takes the lead. simpLe punching Addymestic off the side of the stage. Addymestic fights his way back, and once again, simpLe doing the same thing. Slide kick, jump, gravity cancel, uppercut.
Weapon toss goes up, spear goes down, and simpLe is getting continuously kicked by Addymestic in the air. Addymestic finally picks up the gauntlet, switching his limbs of choice, I guess, for how he's going to be attacking him. And now the neutral light comes down, waiting to see if simpLe does it. Are there any gauntlet moves that use the legs? Now that I think about it, I don't think there's a single one.
Not at all.
It's not like Hammer where like they randomly
silly,
kick.
huh?
Yeah, it would be pretty silly, but like sometimes there's just some silly things.
Yeah.
But I just realized that gauntlets are all fists, as they should be.
I mean, he uses his
Dodge out of
legs
the way of
to
the
move
sideline.
forward on the down lane.
That's true. Yeah.
You're always using their legs if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess for damaging. I don't know what I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sideline comes out, jumping Sair from simpLe. Excellent choice from here. Oh, I like that. He was able to cancel down onto the stage with a nice, good little neutral light. Gravity cancel down light, but he goes for the recovery. You can't, if you do a gravity cancel down light, you obviously cannot gravity cancel neutral sig afterwards. I do not think.
Oh, all right. Close.
But a good recovery coming out from Addymestic, making it look like he's going to be able to take this game too. Fitting the theme of a Game 5.
Oh, man, are we really going to see another Game 5?
Yes. That's what it feels like.
It's
At this,
looking like
at this
it,
point,
yeah.
we're in the long haul. I'm ready for Game 10 Grand Finals.
You know, that's
why not?
That's
Let's just
what,
go for
yeah, it's the name of the game. It's exactly what you said. That is what's happening.
We've got
in this
plenty of
tournament.
monster for this to be able to filter it.
It'd be weird if it wasn't a Game 5.
That's true.
Nice. That was what you were talking about before, that move that's been pioneered in 2018, the gravity cancel pivot downlight punish.
Oh, and dashes
it's not
back.
always downlight, you know, different for different weapons.
Yeah, you could use neutral light for some things. And that ground pound.
Oh, what a nice punish by simpLe. Oh,
Was
no.
it, though? Was it, though?
Not. Yeah, I stand corrected.
I think he
that
used
was
all
a
of his
good
jumps.
move, but he didn't realize that he used his jumps. I didn't either.
Wouldn't his chase dodge have activated off the down air, though?
If he chase dodged
directly
up
right away?
Or in
I
any
guess
direction
he thought he had to jump, and he just wasn't able to do it.
I mean, everybody did. I did anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunate for simpLe, but it was looking like it was going to be Addymestic's game, even if he didn't get that gimp. So now we're going over to Miami Dome for game number 3 between simpLe and Addymestic. Tied up here, best of 5 becoming a best of 3, essentially, as now both players have to win 2 matches to be able to move on to losers finals.
Now take a moment and listen closely to the best background music in Brawlhalla.
Isn't that wonderful?
Tasha muted us. Tasha muted me
sure.
so we could hear it.
We've got these amazing.
That was so radio.
Because I think there's like a little like the smallest of the static.
Yeah. No, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, it is the best background music in the world.
Oh man, Addymestic just behind just a little bit. This is such an even match. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna see some early KOs here. I think this map has a really small kill box. simpLe and Addymestic both not afraid to go off stage, get some kills real fast.
There's that delayed nair, goes for the recovery, weapon toss. Oh, and the side stick easily punished by simpLe, but no KO punish coming out. This is the side that put on a little bit more damage. simpLe keeping his that.
Oh,
wow.
simpLe missed the punish off of that.
And then the delayed recovery comes out, doesn't KO, however. Miami Dome's top ceiling a little bit higher, but the delayed recovery coming out. Nice job from simpLe to be able to recover from missing that punish on the neutral sig. It was charged for a long time, but I guess Val neutral sig doesn't last as long if it doesn't connect. And how Val travels can be a little confusing to certain players, so simpLe just wasn't used to punishing it. Sometimes fully charging something it can be so unusual that you don't really know when you're allowed to go in.
Thinking about it, I'm not sure what else the right move would have been while he's unarmed. He did a dash jump recovery, and that's what you'd expect. I mean, all he could have done is got a little closer, but
that side air bounces
how familiar are you with the rear hitboxes of that signature?
Probably
right?
not at all.
Worth the risk, especially with how much he charged it up.
But now, stocks evened up. simpLe a little bit ahead, and the falling Sair will
starting to be
to
a lot
late.
bit ahead now. Addymestic in orange here. simpLe barely even touched on this stock. Interesting move there by simpLe. He used the back step with the down stick to fall off the platform. Addymestic still in orange. simpLe going in deep. Addymestic trying to reverse him with the gauntlets off the side of the stage. simpLe starting to get some damage built up on him. Addymestic getting close.
Nice nair to be able to bring simpLe back towards the stage. And now Addymestic, while at a deficit, has just slowly crawled back into the game. Nice neutral light connecting as well. Looks like simpLe and Addymestic are both going towards it. And the side air, not quite connecting. Manages to get back to the stage. The dealer recovery, again, the only way that he's been killing him here on Miami Dome, surprisingly not. And the reason why he's not using the neutral sig, as I pointed out earlier, is if you gravity cancel the downlight, you're not typically going to gravity cancel the neutral sig.
Right, you can't gravity cancel the neutral sig. So he got him. But because he gravity canceled, he was actually high enough in a way where I think he wouldn't have killed him if it wasn't a gravity cancel.
Interesting.
Because he just raised him up just a little bit more, and that was pretty close.
That's a good point.
Off the side of the stage, Addymestic looking like he was going to get the kill. Wow, he really went for that one. simpLe still alive with a perfect dodge. Addymestic now with gauntlets beaten simple off the side of the stage. Simple trying to grab the weapon. Look at him. He's being careful, dashing in with the haymaker. And that's simple. That's what we know from simple. A dash-in haymaker.
He's kind of like, wait, Val, I can be like you too, as we were talking about a little bit earlier.
The budget Val,
the budget side
sync.
sync. Yeah. But unfortunately, simpLe was, unfortunately for simpLe, he was able to even it up. But now we're even on stocks. It's the same deficit that we saw before, but it doesn't. Well, now it means something. As it's sidelight, double D-light, Sarah comes down, the weapon toss, snipes.
Throw. That was such a hard-hitting weapon throw. Super fast.
Just as I was about to give my generic spiel about like he's behind, but he's not out. He definitely was just out.
He was behind and then out.
Got that dodge out of the way, and sidelight, double downlight, Sarah into weapon toss is probably about as much you can get off of a spear combo as possible. As we're going to go into game number 4, are we going to stick to the theme? That's my question. Game 5, we might as well just assume that's happening. we don't even have to play it.
It'd be weird. Yeah, it'd be weird if it didn't.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those like autoplay RPG games that you can have on a mobile phone. You might as well just like get to game 5 to see what happens. We don't even play the matches. But we're going to Mammoth Fortress here.
All right, here we go. Ooh, Mammoth Fortress.
It is how appropriate that Smiley is on Smiley Fortress.
Oh my goodness. I just finished forgetting about it.
Oh, there's no mercy here in Grand. Well, not Grand. This is Losers Semis. That's right.
Losers Semis.
So now Sila comes out. Neutral Light comes in as well.
It sure feels like a Grands, though, right?
Every match has been a Grands.
With players like these, I mean, you'd think it was a Grands. If we didn't show the round down there, you wouldn't know.
Now jumping there comes out. Into a recovery. Addymestic are getting pogo sticks. simpLe finds a good recovery. Even though spear recovery, like, I know certain moves don't necessarily hit through the stage, but as spear recovery rises,
Addymestic went deep for that one.
As it rises, the helicopter portion of the spear recovery does become active as it gets past the edge of the stage. So simpLe was able to use that attack on a little bit of damage on the Addy.
Yeah.
Nice snare to recovery from Addymestic, though. Bouncing off the ground into that move. Weapon toss comes out. Will he go for the side stick? No, the down lane. There's that recovery again, just as I finished explaining about it. simpLe is using that a lot here on Mammoth Fortress. The side stick does it.
Nice.
He just tosses the gauntlets. Like, just straight.
I'm done with that, yeah. That's all I needed him for. I mean, a lot of players, you know, build damage with one weapon and kill with the other.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's so true about Addymestic, but maybe that's what he's thinking this time around.
Maybe he just wanted the sword for the fresh stock.
Yeah, all
low.
the weapons have their own little bit of health, and that determines when they get knocked out of your hands. Addymestic had been using those gauntlets for the whole beginning of that stock, so maybe he's just thinking, I gotta heal up.
Oh, good neutral light coming out from Addy. Second neutral light as well.
Starting to run away with a lead here. Still alive. simpLe looking for an edge guard and misses the down air. simpLe smart to go around to the other side there. There was no chance that Addymestic would be able to get up and over in time.
Addymestic trying to find something, maybe a nair to be able to continue some. Oh, there's the neutral light. Can he catch him? Down air. Waits out that dodge, and simpLe without dodge. Pushes the grab to catch a side stick. I think a neutral stick might have actually caught, but there's the side stick. A little bit overkill for how much damage Addymestic was taking, but the stocks are even up 2-2 again. And now we are going into this second stock on game number 4. Likely to go to game number 5 at this rate.
We are so going to game 5. There's no other way.
We might as well just talk about, like, Addymestic is going to win this game. Yeah, he's going to win this game by, nice little nair. Oh, the ground pound was actually an amazing option from simpLe to be able to get back to the stage. And now, simpLe getting hit by that downer, kicks Addymestic out of the way, but Addymestic has got him denied of all weapons. Downer comes down, weapon toss as well. Ground pound hits him as he goes back to the stage, an excellent read.
We're looking like we're going to game 5. Addymestic. Now, you know what? Maybe, simpLe's challenge is to prove us wrong. Prove the universe wrong. We've been at game 5 every game of this top 8. It's actually kind of crazy.
No, it's definitely actually been every game.
The first. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened.
The most 1v1 Brawlhalla action you could ever ask for here at DreamHack Winter.
All these guys are so evenly matched. It's incredible.
Yes, indeed. And now Addymestic trying to find those jumping nairs. simpLe is brought into the deep yellow, almost orange. Now orange as Addymestic still isn't in kill percent. Finds another neutral light. That pivot sidelight coming out. Good recovery coming out from simpLe, but he's going to need a lot more than that. A neutral stick won't even KO. That was an opportunity to punish with a neutral stick, but that Val neutral stick on sword is so fast that it's so difficult to react to that if you're not used to it, because it's such an uncommon move in the first place. And Addymestic's using it more and more as he realizes.
He stuffed him!
Oh, the weapon toss stopped.
He might not even lose his second stock. Oh, never mind.
Well, definitely loses it as the ground pound comes out. You know the only thing that Caster's Curse doesn't apply to?
Yeah, game 5?
Yeah. You got it right. You read my mind exactly. I've been doing that a lot today.
I predict this won't be a game 5. Yeah, right.
Now, downlight recovery comes out from simple. And another nair as well. There's 2 nairs. Wait,
simple trying to prove us wrong here.
Okay, no, there's the recovery from Addymestic. Addymestic definitely has got this. He's going to pick up that sword. It's Gauntlet that comes up.
Anything to do
Wait, Simple's guarding it so hard. The ground pound comes out. There's the sword. Puts out the neutral light, but he hits him with the side air. Simple with the down air. Tries to fall with that side air. Addymestic is trying to find some sort of, maybe a downlight recovery, something just to be able to kill you. Simple, so many things will actually be able to do it. There's the D-light side air from Simple. Simple.
Determined to finish this up in game 4 by Addymestic. Yep. We're going to game 5.
And Simple's breathing out a sigh of relief on that one as he is like, okay, he needs this. He's going to go in. This is to be the EU representative of top 3 to fight against Isidru, who's waiting patiently.
Yeah. Isidru waiting in losers final, Noel waiting in grand finals.
Isidru has 10 games chalked up to play against Noel in grand finals. He is waiting to see who he has to play against to get there.
No character swaps on either side here. Simple's got a plan, and so does Addymestic. They're just going to keep pushing through. You know what? He's going to pick Miami Dome. Yep. The hard reads. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, game 5 of losers semifinal. Simple versus Addymestic. This has been such a hard-fought match, and we're coming to the exciting conclusion here. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to go face off against the 2 NA bosses in this bracket.
We're going to find out who that is very shortly. Simple made it look really close in that previous game to possibly be able to take it, so maybe that momentum is going to carry over into here so that we can have who you believe is the best to fight against Isidru and make it that NA versus EU Grands. But Addymestic now fighting in against Simple, trying to find that side air. No neutral air follow-up, and the nair from him as well. Misses out. Lots of recoveries being thrown out. And that amazing X-pivot down air coming out from Addymestic into the neutral light, who chases him down, but Simple ready for it. Throws out the pogo stick and puts Addymestic even deeper in the orange.
Nice spot dodge from Addymestic, avoiding that spear weapon throw. Oh man, it was looking like Simple was about to totally reverse that ground pound attempt. Simple doing really good on this stock. He's barely been hurt here. Well, there goes some damage. Still looking good for Simple. Nice weapon throw. Off the side, he's going for a hard edge guard here. He threw his weapon already, not willing to edge guard, unarmed.
And there's that recovery.
Oh, there it is. All right, with a pretty significant lead, especially in a game like this that's always so close. Simple has a lot of damage to go. Addymestic has a lot of damage deficit to come back from. And we'll see. He's got to get a kill early on here, or Simple's going to run away with this because we haven't seen too much reversing in these matches. It's kind of like, as you know, it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Whoever's got the lead is like the first stock's taken. I don't think we've ever seen a comeback in any of these games.
And Simple almost did one last time, but no good.
Definitely
it is game 5 though, so all the rules change here in game 5.
Especially as the players recognize more and more.
Addymestic! This is exactly what he needed. Oh no, he just barely missed it.
And now he has to work even harder to be able to get this KO off of Simple as he finds a nice neutral downlight recovery. Simple found so much damage off of that Mystic.
Oh man,
side stick doesn't connect.
Starting to run away with a lead here. Oh.
Weapon toss comes out. Double. Okay.
Nice read. He even jumped in between those 2 side lights.
Yes, he did.
Side light, jump. Gravity cancel side light. It's like he knew exactly how he was going to react out of that. That was not something to react to. He predicted that.
Yeah, and that's interesting to do when his opponent is in such high percent. Because you could argue it's a little bit of overkill, but being able to do that definitely confirms it hard of what he needs to be able to do. And now Simple has evened up the stocks here. He's got Addymestic and orange, however, and Addy is just looking. There's those gravity cancel downlines trying to catch Simple in the middle of maybe a dodge, but Simple is ready for it. Nice neutral light. Weapon toss into neutral light. Comboing there, recognizing that Simple was trying to wake up and attack him right after the neutral light and interrupt the attack that he was casting with that nice little weapon toss.
This is still such an even fight, man. It's crazy.
Satellite comes out, trying to find a neutral light. Side air connects as well. Ground pound from Simple into weapon toss. In a D-like ground pound, trying to get that recovery off the top. That's definitely been the only move that Simple has been able to KO with in the past 2 games is unarmed recovery. But as I said, weapon toss comes out and Simple puts Addymestic on tournament stock.
This is tournament stock for Addymestic. It's do or die right now. He's got to take this and bring it back. We haven't seen any comebacks in this matchup yet. Addymestic needs to break the mold right now. It all comes down to this. There's so much money on the line, so much pride. Who's going to be the EU player to go face off against the NA bosses in the rest of this bracket?
It's looking like simple at this rate because Addymestic puts that neutral stick in the wrong direction. Simple gets hit by the recovery at the very bottom of the stage. It's barely not KOing.
He picked him up with that recovery. It wasn't enough to get the KO, though. He was so low to the ground when he landed it.
Unarmed Sarah tags a little bit more damage. Simple gets hit by that weapon toss, but the second weapon toss does not connect, and now Simple tosses his weapon straight down, maybe out of panic. Gets a nice little dive kick, but he's only finding so many small little hits here and there. Weapon spawns, and then there just kills him off the top, and now it is tournament stock for both players.
I think Addymestic killed him in time. The damage deficit is not too great for Addymestic to overcome this.
Although,
Simple,
if history repeats itself, Simple is definitely going to win this one.
Surely, but it's time for Addymestic to break the mold here.
Here we go. Addymestic waiting for something, but although Simple's fighting down air after down air, Addymestic's yet to find too many hits. Tries to go for that pivot down air to gravity cancel down light. That means he's got no dodge. Neutral light does not connect. Simple trying to find these downers. Nice neutral light puts it onto Addymestic. Doesn't get the nair. Addymestic begins to string. No nair. It's stacked. It needs to be a little bit higher for that to be able to work out. Now he picks up the sword. One nair. Two nairs. No, the down air comes out from Simple. Two down airs in a row.
Starting to run away with the lead here.
But there's a side off the stage.
Got him off the side.
Down air does not come. If Simple for the recovery there, that would have been the game. But instead, Addymestic finds a neutral light in a falling nair. Simple uses that weapon toss down to be able to get some of the D-light recovery. Can Addymestic go for the side stick?
It's coming down to the last hit.
Oh, the downer misses. Neutral light sends him off stage. Will he go for a side stick? Something on the falling stairs sends him off stage. Will Simple go for the edge guard? He doesn't get it.
Oh, he's not willing to edge guard. This close,
recovery,
this could be a yes. Simple has done it, defeating Addymestic in losers semifinals. He's going to move on to losers finals to fight Isidru. Unbelievable set.